The pound has fallen to a 37-year low against the US dollar. The drop is, we are told, a consequence of retail sales falling sharply in August as households continue to struggle through the cost of living, cost of lockdown crisis. According to one analyst, the UK is now in recession. Joining me now to help us get to grips with the situation is Jonathan Portes, Professor of Economics and Public Policy at King's College London. Good evening, Professor. Thank you for joining me.
Good evening. Thank you.
What does it mean to the average person when the pound falls in relation to the dollar in this way?
Well, what it means is that the price we pay for imported goods goes up. So it's another thing that will, at the margin at least, add to inflation because, of course, energy is something that we import a lot of. Food is something we import a lot of. It also makes going on holiday more expensive for obvious reasons. So it pushes up prices and adds to the cost of living crisis. It also, because of that, is going to make it more likely that the Bank of England raises rates somewhat faster than it would have done. Now, interest rates were going up anyway because of inflation, but a falling pound is something the bank will be very worried about and may mean they may raise rates slightly more. It's also a sort of indicator of the lack of confidence of the UK economy. Because remember, the cost of living crisis, high inflation, high energy prices, these are common to most advanced economies. They're common to most European countries. It's happening in the US as well. But one thing that the falling pound tells us is that we're doing in some ways, or there's slightly less confidence in the UK even than in some of these other countries, in that the pound has fallen a lot with respect to the dollar. It's also fallen somewhat with respect to the euro, even though European countries are struggling with much the same issues that we are. And that shows, I think, that there are some special factors making the UK economy slightly weaker, notably the way we run our energy market, Brexit, which has done some damage to the UK economy, and then some nervousness about the policies of incoming Prime Minister Truss.
Benefits from a fall in the pound? Because, I suspect someone's bad luck is someone else's opportunity.
That's right. A falling pound is good for UK exporters because it makes goods that we produce and where their costs are denominated in pounds, it makes it cheaper for foreign companies or foreign consumers to buy our goods. So there may be some benefit to some firms, at least, from a boost to exports.